Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dagdag ko lang yung sinabi ni Chairman Kit kanina. Nabanggit niya kasi kanina yung impression ng tao na may parking fee na alam naman natin yan, nagiging ano. Ngayon, actually, Chairman, at for the information of our commissioners here, yung mga cases naman na i-file o itong investigation na ito, nanggaling din sa bunganga ni Governor Mamba kasi ito. Sabi nga nilang isda nahuli sariling bunganga. So it is one of the very same na case po, no? Kasi ngayon, ito related po dun sa sinabi ni Chairman Kit na may mga ganun na innuendos or thinking ng Pilipino na wala nangyayari diyan kasi may parking. Ito po ang nangyari na. Si Governor Mamba, salita ng salita over radio, bombo radyo. I've shown the clip here dito sa hearing na ito. Nang sinasabi po niya, lahat naman nababayaran. COMELEC nababayaran yan. Supreme Court nababayaran yan. Kaya that's the subject o yung korte that's the subject of the indirect contempt ngayon sa Korte Suprema ni Governor Mamba kung hindi nyo po pa ito nalalaman. Yes, nag-comment siya po na lahat nababayaran. Even COMELEC. Ngayon, tanong ko po sa inyo, naman po, ito, reaction muna. Ano po ang reaction nyo dito sa sinabi ni Mamba? At ito ba yung delay na ito? Sana naman po, hindi po ako naniniwala na ang delay na ito dahil sa sinasabi niya. Kaya ang tanong ko, itong mga ganitong mga binabanggit ni Mamba na nababayaran ng ang COMELEC, paano ang reaction nyo? Paano nyo tinitake ito considering ng Supreme Court? They will not take it lightly. No? Meron na siyang indirect contempt. Pinag-react na yung dalawang judges doon na inano ni Governor Mamba. So ito po yung tanong ko sa inyo. Paano po ito? Ano po ang magiging komentaryo natin tungkol dito? Ano naman ang move ng COMELEC? Dahil ito po is a direct attack on the integrity of COMELEC dito sa mga ganitong mga pronouncement niya over bombo radio. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, kung anong reaction sana.
Please proceed.
Well, Your Honor, like I said earlier, halos lahat ho ng desisyon namin, there are competing parties. So, yan hong kasabihan na nababayaran naman yan. We hear that every time from the person who is not fortunate enough to gain our favor in the particular case. So, hindi na ho kami naiiba sa ganyang mga akusasyon. But to hear it, expressed so publicly as you brought it out this morning. Of course, we're going to take it up as an en banc and to see if there's any action that should be taken, considering that there's a pending case before us. So we're sure to discuss that in our en banc session.
Mr. Chair, dun sa comment ni Commissioner, everyday po ba na yung hindi masaya sa decision na nasa bombo radyo at magsalita all over national news na nababayaran po ang COMELEC at ang Korte? Araw-araw po ba kaya yun o lahat po kaya ng mga kandidato may ganon na nagsasalita? Sa tingin ko po sa tingin ko lang kung ako ang tatanungin, Mr. Chair, sa tingin ko kakaiba po ito. Ano po? Siguro naririnig nyo ang komentaryo sa labas o kung ano. Pero ito, on national sinasabi o bombo radyo, paulit-ulit po, hindi lang po minsan nangyari. Kaya nga ang Supreme Court, they didn't take it lightly. No, talagang pinag-comment na ito. No, so yun lang, I hope tingnan nyo lang to of course preserve the integrity ng COMELEC, considering sabi nga natin sa constitutional body, no, wala nang ibang makakaano sa inyo diyan, no, and of course tumugma kasi ito, Commissioner, dun sa lumalabas na pangyayari. Sasabihin niya yon tapos na-delay 2 taon walang desisyon. So hindi mo din maalis sa taong bayan na mag-isip, no po. So sana po, again, may appeal. Tingnan nyo na lang po itong mga ganitong pinaparating din. No? Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank
Chair.
you, Congressman Lara. Any more from the members? So that we can excuse the COMELEC. Wala na po. Anyway, eto lang po. This is now my last parting manifestations doon sa interpellation at saka sa mga sagot po ng COMELEC. Now, kasi Congressman Lara mentioned about the case of actually Rosalion that was already ruled by the COMELEC and now pending in the Supreme Court, di ba? But of course, a ruling ng COMELEC, I will not discuss now, but as far as I know is ang ruling ng COMELEC is about the basis for disqualifying Rosales is about vote buying. Okay. Not spending of government fund during prohibited period because that time he is not an incumbent elected public official. Now, ako po, moving forward, now that the Supreme Court has already ruled in favor of the petition for certiorari against Governor Mamba, and the Supreme Court ordered the COMELEC for proper disposition. Now, you mentioned a while ago, if I heard it right, ang question is to be resolved by the COMELEC. What's the difference between proper disposition and to be resolved by the COMELEC? Of course, I understand as of now, you don't have yet the official document. But ang sinasabi ko lang po, ang pagkaintindi ko, pag sinabi ng Supreme Court na proper disposition, of course, it should be resolved by the COMELEC. Yun na rin yun, di ba? Now, it's just about the wordings being used by the COMELEC, by the Supreme Court. Now, that's number one. We will not discuss about it because as I have said in my opening remarks, we don't want to discuss about the merits of the case. But on the second note, with regards to the case that was filed and was ruled by the COMELEC in favor of the petitioner for Rosal, sa Rosal case po, in the case of Mamba, this is my personal study. I don't want to preempt the possible decision of the both committees now with regards to the outcome of the committee report. But as far as I am concerned, I do believe and I was convinced that there is indeed a violation of our election laws with regards to spending of government funds during prohibited period. And it was affirmed once again. It was affirmed, I just like to quote again, pabalik-balik na po to, it was affirmed by Attorney Olano during the previous hearings that the promulgation was made May 25. So, napakalinaw po yun. Again, I just want again to state that we don't want to influence. But, that's why, ito po, I want this hearing kung kaya lang po, tapusin na today because this will also serve, the committee report will also serve as a reference po ng lahat ng mga agencies concerned, the COA with regards to possible amendments that we will ask for COA no, to recommend to this committee and of course to the House, this 19th Congress. Second po, of course, the Ombudsman with regards to administrative and criminal cases that can be filed. This will be the reference. This will be reference and of course the COMELEC. Kaya po, ang habol po namin dito is tapusin na natin to so that the Ombudsman, of course, can use also the committee report as a reference. Ganon din po yung COA. At the same time, yung banking laws natin po. No? Kasi may concern dito about the Land Bank of the Philippines. And of course, yung ano natin for state, this is the media po. No? Kasi na-unearthful lahat eh. Hindi lang to question of election violations, but marami na po, tumaytay na po sa lahat ng mga agencies ng government and laws that governs its agencies. Now, sabi ko nga po, moving forward, and I understand, the May 25 petition was not, ako personally, no, of course, that is 2 years. May 25, May 5. And of course, ito, yung isa that was ruled by the COMELEC much earlier, which is May 10 of 6:21 p.m. A question of technicality, but not ruling on the merit of the case. I understand for COMELEC to be consistent, but now that the Supreme Court has already ruled, and I hope, ako lang po, Commissioner, sa COMELEC po, sa lahat po ng mga resource speakers dito, sa lahat ng mga agencies in government, para sa akin po, this will be a bad precedent if the COMELEC, especially the COMELEC and the Ombudsman, will not rule much earlier before the filing of candidacy. Because this will be a bad precedent. Ito na po yung committee report namin. Ito yung investigasyon. Nandito lahat ng mga accountable officers. Yung iba doon, banded. Yung iba, not banded. Kung banded man, napakababa yung banding authority that was given to them by the Treasury. Ito, we hour in the morning, nag-release ng pera. No? Yung bangko. Ito po, this will be a bad precedent. And I hope all agencies, especially COMELEC, will rule on this. Kasi, ako nga, sabi ko nga sa mga members of Congress, okay lang kung kasama mo yung Congress, yung governor. Pagkalaban mong governor o kalaban mo yung mayor, Lone District Congressman or even municipalities and cities in your district, problema po. This will taint the credibility of every elections. Ito po maging maging so as far as I'm concerned, dapat po gawa na natin po ng resolution to. Kasi kung hindi po, October will be the filing of candidacy, malaking problema po to sa integrity ng election natin. Kasi if this case lumusot po, of course, wala kaming magawa dito. But of course, we'll be pushed to amend the laws of this land. Wala po kaming magawa doon. Kasi we have to protect the integrity of every election that will be conducted in this country. Ito po yung purpose ng hearing na to. Sabi ko nga, I will not discuss about the merit because that is giving you courtesy to fellow constitutional body. But ang sinasabi ko lang po, I hope you understand po na yung as part of our oversight function, kailangan po namin gawin to. And I hope COMELEC, magtutulungan po tayo dito. Kasi sabi ko na nga, this will be a very bad precedent. And that is the concern now of, if not all, most of the members of this House. Sabi ko na nga po, okay lang kung ang governor o chief executive kalyado mo. Pero kung hindi po, problema talaga to. And this will happen not only during national elections, during midterm or local election, this will also happen in the barangay elections. Though supposedly barangay elections should not be dapat non-partisan. Pero alaman na natin sitwasyon dito sa bansa natin. Kaya nga, ang ano pa nga namin dyan, usap-usapan initially, dapat we'll check also the yung laws governing barangay elections. Kasi we're always talking that barangay elections are non-partisans, pero the reality is not. Anyway, sa lahat po, sa COMELEC, thank you for coming, commissioners. Please send our best regards to Chairman Garcia. And hopefully po, yung question of urgency, makita po ng COMELEC because of sabi ko na nga, this will be a bad precedent and filing will be on October. So, thank you po sa lahat. Thank you, COMELEC, Atty. Ulano, commissioners, thank you po. You're now excused.
No.
Thank you po.
Mr. Chair, before my excuse, may i-clear lang ako one issue bago aalisin na, Commissioner.
Please proceed.
I'll just take this opportunity. Kasi may issue po kasi, Mr. Chair, nung nakaraang mga hearings na tinatanong natin, pinapakiusapan natin ang COMELEC na yung nakareceive ba ng tig-1,000 na in-announce ni Mamba over radio na 1,000 kada botante na Cagayano, 18 years above. Diba? Na meron. Ngayon, binigay namin sa inyo yung lista. Pwede po bang ibangga nyo ito dun sa pangalan kung botante ba ang nakareceive, Mr. Chair? Nagbigay ang COA ng list ng mga nakareceive. Nagbigay ang COA, ang COMELEC ng numbers. Ngayon, kaya binalik namin sa inyo for validation, sino ang mga botante doon. Okay? Ngayon, tanong ko lang Mr. Chair kay Director Olano, na-validate na ba ito? At kung na-validate, kasi yung last na sinabi ninyo doon sa isang decision, no, na sinabi dahil parang nabanggit na hindi vote buying. Okay? But kinlirian ni Chairman sa isang pagpupulong natin dito sa budget, nandun ka noon, I made it clear sa categorical question na categorical answer binigay ni Chairman George. Pag ginamit ba ang pera ng gobyerno pambili ng boto, vote buying ba o hindi? Di ba? Anong sagot ni Chairman? Nandun ka noon na Director. Pwedeng i-echo mo yung sagot ni Chairman?
If I remember it right, Mr. Chair, the answer of the chairman was that whether it's public fund or private fund, still vote buying.
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Maliwanag po yan, Director, kasi pinapakalat ni Mamba dahil hindi naman pera ng gobyerno, hindi daw siya vote buying. Ano po? Hindi po vote buying. Mas masaklap nga ito eh. Pera ng gobyerno, ipapakalat mo announcing over bombo radyo, not only once, but many times. Ano po, pinalabas namin dito sa hearing. Ngayon po, ang isang ano namin dito, no, kasi si Governor Mamba is posting all around the province na hindi daw siya namimili ng boto, very clear po, no, na nandito noon na alam ng lahat. No, so ito lang po, babalikan ko lang. Sana ma-validate the soonest possible time, ibabangga yung galing sa COA. Kasi ang COA, mamaya po, magtatanong ako sa inyo para ma-excuse na ang COMELEC, para lang po malaman nyo, kasalukuyan ng fraud audit ng COA, randomly nagbigay sila ng mga barangays kung saan i-validate kung sino nakakuha ng tigi 1,000. Okay, para lang po malaman nyo ito kasi yung mga barangay captains na iba, nag-report po sa akin kung ano nangyari doon. Yung iba, nilagay pangalan, may 1,000 natanggap, may pirma. Dinenay po nila, sila yung pangalan pero walang na-receive, hindi din po sila pumirma. Okay? Yung iba, nakalagay pangalan, sila tumanggap, sila din pumirma. May nakalagay, sila pangalan, may natanggap, wala naman silang pinirmahan. So ito po yung mga iba-ibang mga pangyayari. But one thing is sure, nagkaroon ng pagkalat sa baba ng tigi 1,000. So yun lang po ang gusto kong iparating din sa inyo, no, Ma'am, Sir, no, of course, Director. At sabi ko nga, kinuha na namin ito ng pagkakataon, no, na may parating sa inyo personally ito at dito sa pagkakataon nandito kayo. So sana katulad ng sinabi ni Chairman, sana ma-decide na ito sa lalong madaling. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Lara. Once again, I just like to reiterate that we don't want to influence the decision of the COMELEC with regards to the COA report that will be submitted also to the COMELEC as part of the reference. But sabi ko na nga kahit pa hindi pa magtugma yung question of names, no? Ang question doon is spending government funds during prohibited period ng election period. Yan lang yan. Anyway, Commissioner Maceda, Commissioner Ferolino, Atty. Thank you for coming. You're now excused. The hearing suspended.